Sula Vineyards is in focus. Rajeev Samant, the MD and promoter of Sula, is now joining us to talk about numbers. Rajeev, good morning. Thank you so much for your time. The numbers appear to be slightly softish in the first quarter. Is it just a seasonal phenomena and you expect things to recover, with the season as the weather improves going forward in the second quarter onwards, or is there something which could last a bit more?
Good morning to you. Yes, as you've said, Q1 is typically our softest quarter. Q3 is by far our most important quarter. Consumption of premium wine in particular is very much a seasonal business, and the high consumption coincides with the season. So we're talking about Diwali, Christmas. That is really when our sales are, in Q3 are almost double some of the other quarters. Having said that, Q1 has not been easy. The number one factor, I would say, has been the national elections. An unprecedented amount of restrictions on the purchase and stocking of alcohol across the country to a level we've never seen before. So that has been a struggle. So there has been a certain amount of destocking in the system as a result of that, especially at the retail level. And then, of course, we had the heat wave. So we did have a couple of difficult conditions. But having said that, I think that the results have been decent considering all of that.
Hi, good morning. So tell me, what kind of growth rate can one expect for the full year then, since you are anticipating that things are going to improve from here?
See, I don't always guide on exact expected growth rates, but we do expect that the year is going to get better through the year. So we expect to close on a strong footing in the rest of the year. Certain things that make us very optimistic on the wine tourism front, which, as you're aware, is a very important pillar for Sula. We have several projects going on that are nearing completion, and that will be complete before the festive season. So we have two separate sites where there's a big expansion of our wine tourism facilities. One is quite close to the Gujarat border, which are on track, going to open before Diwali. And we have our resort also coming up, which should also, the progress is looking really good. So those are things that give us a lot of hope moving forward.
So are you still sticking by with that double-digit volume growth guidance that you had earlier given out?
I'm not sure that I have ever guided for double-digit volume guidance. Maybe we've talked about double-digit in terms of value. We have had a great premiumization story that's played out for Sula over the last couple of years. In this quarter, that premiumization story, it took a bit of a pause. We do expect that it could continue, but I want to remind that we've reached now a high of 75% of our revenue coming from our premium wines, what we call our elite segment and premium segment. And, so we have had a nice pop of value versus volume, but we do expect good, decent growth moving forward.
Right. Given that you're talking about, that volume growth as well, give us a sense as to what it is for some of the other categories as well. And, this time around, given there has been that shift, was it just a one-off, or is this sort of a trend that you're anticipating?
So in Q1, our cheaper wines for the first time in maybe 10 quarters grew faster than our more expensive wines. Look, that's going to happen. That doesn't mean if it happens in one quarter that it's necessarily the end of a trend or a reversal or anything like that. What I would say is that we have tweaked our strategy in our most important market, which is Maharashtra, very successfully tweaked it, where we've introduced a third-party sales force for some of our cheaper wines. Today, we have around 67 of our own labels that our sales force is selling, which is a lot to focus on. And then you see a loss of focus very naturally. So we've used a model that we've already had very successfully in Karnataka and Telangana. We've applied that in Maharashtra. We've put a third party in charge of our cheaper wine sales, and that's really delivered in a big way. So we've seen a big boost to our cheaper wine sales, which was sort of flat or declining even in Q1.
I'm curious about the new offering which are lined up ahead of the festive season. Can you give us a sense of what kind of capacity in number of rooms are we talking about? And the full impact would be captured in the last quarter of this financial, I'm assuming. Is that correct?
Yeah, actually, the wine tourism, the things we are opening first are new gift shops, new tasting rooms. The boost in our rooms is going to come a little bit later. That's actually going to be in FY26. But we're going to have two new expanded tasting rooms, well, a wholly new tasting room at our ND unit, which we just bought recently and which is going to be opening near the Gujarat border. So a wholly new tasting room. Again, a beautiful terrace with a beautiful view of vineyards, and an expansion of our facility down at Domain Sula, which is just outside Bangalore, which has seen the best increase in footfall out of all our facilities over the last couple of years. And we're sort of running out of space. So that's what you can expect there. Plus, in terms of product pipeline, we have some exciting announcements, which I'm going to share with you at our next earnings call. We should be releasing a couple of exciting new wines before then.
Well, that sounds pretty exciting, and we look forward to that. Just a quick word on your pricing strategy for the rest of the year. Are you seeing increased competition? Is that a bit of a worry?
Yes, this sector has been plagued by very intense competition to an unsustainable level, unfortunately. We are totally behind the curve on that in that we do not give the kinds of discounts that a lot of our competitors do, and we are very proud to say that our Sula brand is so strong that we don't have to. Having said that, some of the competitors are going to unsustainable levels, but we hope to see that moderate very soon.
All right, thank you for joining in. Good to have you on board and share with us the growth plans as well as the targets on pricing and volume growth for Sula.